Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Tata and I do videos on my fashion and style. So today's video is something really fun I always wanted to do. It's officially October. October is all about Halloween season, and I thought this would be a great time to show you my makeup look on my Marie Antoinette. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. But I recently did a huge Marie Antoinette photo series, and I thought it would be a good idea to show you how I achieve that makeup look. So this look, you can wear it it's a lot, but if you want to wear it for other than Halloween, you can definitely do that. But this is like my version of Marie Antoinette makeup look. It's not historically accurate. I do follow some of the techniques and the things they would use, but it's definitely not historically accurate. But it's still easy to follow, simple to do makeup look if you want to do a Marie Antoinette look for Halloween. So all of the items I will use and everything I'm wearing, I will list in the description below, so definitely check that out if you want to have idea what I use or where to get things. And if you want to see how I got this look, keep on watching. So I already primed my face, prime and moisturize, so that's really important. During that time they did take care of their skin, they did moisturize their skin. So to prime my face, I use my Fenty Beauty primer, and on my eyelids I use the Urban Decay primer potion. Now they didn't use primer potion for the eyelids, but if you don't use primer potion or any type of primer to prime your eyelids, when you put on your eyeshadows, it tends to crease, or it like breaks into lines. It doesn't look too cute. So I always like to prime my eyes. Foundation, I'm gonna use my Marc Jacobs, and I really like this. This is the Shameless foundation, and if you're curious to know what shade I am, I'm in Deep Y570. It's a really good foundation. It's not too heavy, so that's why I like it. Doesn't feel like foundation. So I am going to place this foundation all over my face. As for foundation during that time, they liked a very pale look. I'm not gonna do a pale look because no, I'm not gonna do it. But it does, to me, it doesn't look that bad. If you're already really pale, you could go a little paler, it looks okay. But if you're anything other than pale, I would suggest just do your own foundation tone. Unless you want to do like a theatrical look, you could go really light. I'm going to use a concealer. So as you can see on my forehead, I have a lot of acne scarring because I tend to break out a lot in the summertime. And then no matter if I touch them or not, they always leave like scars on it. So I'm gonna cover that with my concealer I'm using as for concealer, I'm gonna use my Milk Cosmetic concealer, and I'm just gonna place it all over the black marks all on my skin, because I want my face to be very, if you could say, what's the word, flawless. Like, I don't want anything peeking through my foundation. So I'm going to place this all over the dark marks. So it's okay if it's not blended in nicely, because you're going to put foundation over it. Oh, my head is so tiny. Yeah, so now I'm gonna place my foundation. Okay, now that I have a good base for my face, I just make sure it's like nice and one tone. I am gonna use a concealer. They didn't use concealer then, but I still want to use one just so the under eyes area, it's not drastic. I like to just put a little bit just to give it like a more seamless look. So I'm not putting a lot, just dabbing it right under my eyelids. I'm not gonna drag it down. I'm gonna use the same beauty blender I use for my foundation and just blend it into my skin. Next, I'm gonna contour a little just to give my face a little definition, because when you just conceal a foundation, it kind of makes your face look flat. So to bring a little dimension into my face, I'm gonna contour. I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty, and this is in the Tantour, and the color or shade I'm using is rich and it's very dark. If you're as dark as me or darker, I would suggest you using this contour. It's very, very dark. And for a brush, I'm just using this pencil brush. It has a point at the end. It helps me control where I'm putting the product on my face. So I'm not using a lot because it's a cream product and it goes a long way. So I'm just dabbing it in. And I like to do my nose first. I contour my nose first. So I just draw a line from the top of my beginning of my eyebrow all the way halfway down my nostril. I do the same for my cheekbones. I start from the tip of my ears and I go halfway down. And then I'm going to use my beauty blender, and I like to use the tip of it because it's pointy and it can get in the smaller areas of my face. And I'm just going to blend the product into my skin. Not too much to make the product disappear, but just enough so that it doesn't leave like this harsh line on my face. It seems like they had like a matte face. So it was heavily powdered. So I am going to add powder all over my face. I'm going to use my NARS Loose Soft Velvet Powder. And to add on, I'm using a basic powder brush. So while we're at it, let's put on some eyeshadow. So at that time, I don't think they wore eyeshadow. They would just keep it like this. But I'm just going to add a little bit of eyeshadow just because. And for the palette I'm going to use is the Tartelette palette by Tarte. And it's the In Bloom palette. So I'm just going to use a very, very, very neutral shade. So for this look, I think I'm gonna use Smarty Pants, which is this tannish color, and I'm just placing it all over my lid. Okay, now let's work on the eyebrows. So I'm looking in the viewfinder and it's kind of bugging me that my eyebrows isn't done. So they did do eyebrows. The eyebrows was a big thing back then. They had different methods of making their eyebrows done. So they did like a fuller thick eyebrow, and they use sometimes burnt cloves and they just draw on their eyebrows, or some of them actually use hair out of mice and made like little lace eyebrow wigs, I guess, to place it onto their eyebrows, or where their eyebrows would be. I guess you wouldn't have eyebrows, or even to make their eyebrows more thicker. So for eyebrows, I am not gonna do much. I am just gonna use my eyebrow, what do you call this, brow mascara, tinted brow mascara. So this is from NYX, and this is basically how I do my eyebrow on an everyday time. Basically, this is how I do my eyebrow every day. So you could leave it at mascara if you're okay with this or happy with this, but I like to add lashes. It just makes my whole face look different and to me ties the makeup together. So for lashes, I am going to be using my favorite, which is the Del Demi Wispies. Okay, so now I'm going to go into blush. Blush was very, very, very big during this time. The blush was mostly in the pinks, red type of palette, and they put on a lot. And the blush actually makes them, like, I think, you know, with youth blushing, it reminds them of youth, or just making your face look I guess just making your face look more youthful. So for blush, I have two. Works well, but you could do any pinks, any red types tone blush. So this one is from the Alamar palette, and this one is Oasis, which is a nice deep burgundy color, which is in the middle, and this is from the Dark Rich palette. I really suggest this blush palette if you're any person of color. It's really well. This is the only blush palette I basically use. I normally just use this color at the end here. But for today, I'm gonna use this beautiful pinky blush by Clinique. I'm not sure if you could get this now, but it's called the Cherry Pop, and the color I have here is Berry Pop. I'm gonna use a blush brush, and how I'm gonna apply the blush is like in a circular motion, like from the apples on my cheek, and I'm just gonna drag it down a little bit to like the sides of my mouth here, and then I'm just placing it in a circular motion. And the way to put on blush, like the easiest way, especially if you're using like rich color, is to add a little at a time and build it slowly. But with this look, you could go really bam with the blush. Like you want people to see this blush. So I'm just gonna add it on. Okay, now I'm gonna add my lip colors. So for lips will normally same like rosy red, that berry pink type of tone, and their lip colors were like I guess their lipsticks were made from different types of products and slabs and stuff like that, but it sometimes would stain your lips, and I guess that's what it was meant to do. So the closest thing I don't have a lip stain, but I do have a matte long-lasting lipstick that does stain your lips. So this is from Kat Von D, and the color I have is Vampira, and I'm just gonna place this all over my lips. So rounded lips were a thing back then, so what I did, I just put the lip color in the center of my lips, and I left like the corners on colored. So what you could do is, I won't just leave it like that because it looks weird. So I'm going to take my concealer and basically like just cover the ends that I didn't color. So just basically like this. Something is stuck on my face. I'm going to take this and blend it in. Okay, now I am going to add beauty marks. So beauty marks were used for many different reasons. They were used to basically tell a story about yourself. So depending on where you put your beauty mark, it told the person who you are, what you like. Also, they were used to like, because they were really into the pale look, having something very black, or having something very dark, like basically they use black on your face, especially if it's very pale. It kind of contrasts and makes your skin look whiter. Yeah, so but I do like it. And the beauty marks they were used, they had different type of material, and they were pretty large. They wasn't very tiny. They were large things that they stuck on your skin. So for beauty marks, I am going to use my eyeliner, and this is from Lancome, and I'm just gonna draw two beauty marks. I like to draw one on one side of my mouth like that, and I'm just gonna take my time because I don't like my beauty marks to look too huge. So I think I'm gonna draw this one on the right side of my face, and it's just gonna be a circle. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but once it's a circle. Okay, and then I also like to draw one like at the corner of my eyes, like right on my cheekbones. I like to do like opposite, so it looks more symmetrical. So I'm just going to do one right here, my makeup look is all done. As you can see, it's very simple, very easy. And now I'm just gonna put on my wig to tie the look all together. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you enjoy this mini makeup tutorial. If you would like to see more makeup tutorials on my channel, just let me know in the comment below. I will definitely incorporate some makeup looks, maybe with time periods or just an everyday look into my channel. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. Also follow me on my social media. I'm very active on Instagram. Links will be below. I also have a TikTok. That link will be below too. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.